Your 10-year self meets the current version of you. What would she think? She would be so disappointed. She would be so sad. She would see my cane and my medications and my health and she would wonder what went wrong. She would ask when I stopped dancing. I would tell her when I was 11. She would ask what happened to me. She would think it's unfair. She would be surprised that I walk like my great-grandmother. She would be surprised that I can only really work part-time. She would be sad that I can't dance and run and climb trees anymore. She would be sad that I can hardly be outside. Yeah, she'd be unhappy. Don't know why everyone's so negative. 10-year-old me would probably think he's there where I want to be. I got everything I wished when I was 10 years old. I got a job in the field where I wanted back then. I have the car which I want back then. I got a dog and a wife and a comfortable home. I have this freedom as an adult which I wanted back then. Sure, I am not rich or an astronaut or something. But I would say I had kind of realistic wishes for my life when I was 10 years old. And I have worked to fulfill my wishes. This was actually a really helpful reflection on how far I've come. Lately I've been feeling the pressures of being successful and it's been weighing down on me, but 10-year-old me would be so stoked on where I'm at and what I'm working on. I run my own business and it's going well, even if it doesn't compare to all the 19-year-olds making millions I see on my feed every day. I'm proud of me. Little me would be horrified. I was straight and innocent, cis, liked being tidy, hated chaos, and followed every rule, even stupid ones. Now, am bi, know too much, gender fluid, bad at organization, chaotic, and ignore most rules, even the ones for my safety. Oh, and I need caffeine to function. And like anime, weirdcore, horror, other random stuff. Yeah, I would scare the crap out of 10-year-old me. I'm totally convinced she'd just go, "Hey, you're so freaking cool, wanna play football? For USA Soccer." She'd think that I have a dramatic life, and that since I have a job, I must be rich, smiley face. My 10-year self defined rich as being able to buy a scoop of ice cream every day. She's not wrong then, cause I now drink coffee that costs about as much per cup per morning. Goddamn, this dude is a badass working in Japan with a hot busty girlfriend and a nice Ram TRX in the US, working a badass job with great coworkers, living in a hotel fit as fuck, studying hard every day for a better tomorrow, has a master's degree, about to go on to a second one, has a MacBook, a gaming laptop and gaming PC, is self-made and has a ton of time off. He'd be surprised I am still alive, probably a little annoyed at that fact, and disappointed by what I turned out to be as in my unplanned continued life. 10 years old me figured I'd kill myself by 23. I never had any real plans for my future because living past early 20s was never something that felt real. She'd probably have a lot of questions. Why do I live in another country? Why do I have PTSD? Why don't I have a degree? Why do I have pet rats and not 10 dogs? When did I finally grow boobs? Why don't I have a scene fringe? I was 10 in 2008 and really envied teenagers with scene fringes. Many questions. You fucking did it. Shy, bullied, abused at home, no friends. Left school and college with nothing. 31 now, traveled a good amount, first in my family to own a home, engaged with a beautiful fiancé and 2-year-old with another on the way. Life still has stresses, but 10-year-old me would be blown away. I think she would be happy to know we don't get bullied anymore. But I am pretty sure she would be devastated that we are still in a similar state of mind. She would be proud that I am working on it though through therapy. I also think she would be sad that we stopped dancing due to insecurities. Considering what I think is cool hasn't changed since I was 10, he would probably think I'm the coolest guy ever. My touchscreen foldable smartphone with every Pokemon game I could win on it would have him over the moon. Oh yeah, I'd also tell him that dad is cheating on mom and is gaslighting me. I think he'd be both happy and disappointed with me in equal measure. I've gone back on a few things that 10-year-old me said I'd never do, so that would be the disappointment, but on the flip, the fact that I've been able to live in my own home for the last 13 years would likely make him happy. My 10-year-old me would think I'm awesome, cause I can pizzazz myself as if I did some cool shit. I know what the 10-year-old me wants. It's fun random facts and logic that gets me going cause I was a fucking nerd that loves to read, relieved face. Edit, I still am a fucking nerd that loves to read though. I wanted to be a McDonald's worker when I was a kid. Instead, I went to college 10 years late, but better late than never, and got a decent job, and I'm doing much better than my parents were at my age. I think 10-year-old me would be damn proud. She never had the courage to dream. My younger self would probably get his shit together earlier, thus creating a different and even better life for that future self. I've managed to surpass my expectations and what I was capable of, and would love that younger version of myself to have confidence and dream bigger. He'd be sad because we've since then gotten diabetes, celiac disease, and changed schools. And we are a very attachment-based person. Either that or just be really excited to meet me because we are very energetic people. He'd be stunned at my handsomeness, cool face, cool face, cool face, cool face, pushpin, 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 bowling, bowling, bowling. That's how tall we become? Background was the tallest guy in school from start to finish, and saw a lot of doctors because there was a fear I'd never stop. I stopped growing a lot by the age of 12 however, and just added an inch since then, capping out at 6 feet 9 inches. I will be ashamed of myself. Although I have my own nice apartment, nice car, well-paying job that I love, I have struggled with alcohol and substances most of my life. I am still dealing with this issue, and I would have never pictured this as a 10-year-old. I'd have so many questions because 10-year-old me didn't know what transgender was, so the chesticles would probably throw me off for a second, but let's be really, 10-year-old's me anxiety levels were so high I'd probably ignore myself in reality. He'd be proud of our talent and what we've accomplished, but wonder why we gave up on music. And why we ended up a drunk. And what happened to the family. Almost everyone's dead. And you never found a mate? Wait, we don't even own a house? We would both think less of each other in a funny way. Tenyomi would think I'm a bit scary or boring, perhaps too quiet and slow. And I would think he's too talky and fast, and hyperactive. It's funny how I flipped into my former opposite. He'll think I didn't become tall enough, it'll encourage him to do more physical activities. We'll probably discuss some mistakes I will make. And I'll use some pretty hard cuss words because I was a very innocent kid at that time, She'll probably be excited about all the cool stuff I have now that I always wanted back then, but also fearful and scared of how much worse my depression is going to get, but at least we don't have suicidal thoughts anymore after 2021. I hate that thought. I feel I'm a huge disappointment to her. I made amends to her in a 5 treatment center. Not only for what I did to that previous girl. Moreover, what I allowed to be done to her. I feel I didn't protect her. My 10-year-old self would so upset that the Weight Watchers I was put on didn't take, and I am still fat. Adult me is perfectly okay with being fat. If you were put on WW as a kid, I'm so sorry. You deserved better than that. Honestly, I'm doing so much better than I thought I would at 10, so I want to say super impressed. But since I came out as gay since then, and at 10 I had a different mind. He probably would be shocked and scared. She would be terrified to see me working and going to college and how tired I am, but proud that we have a handsome boyfriend. She would be disappointed that we didn't magically become a beautiful blonde with blue eyes. He'd probably be pretty surprised. When I was 10 years old, I envisioned that I would join the military and probably be dead by 40. I never served, and I'm going on 39 with no strong likelihood of imminent demise. So, you're telling me we're going into the medical industry, and not pursuing our art skills? Yup. Huh. Do we yet let's still collect old records, read a lot, and vibe as chaotic good? Yes. Excellent. I think you would be excited to learn about how much changes in the world and how exciting it all is. I'm pretty sure he'd only want to hear about video games though, and Pokemon Go may blow his little mind. Would be fucking proud and probably couldn't wait to grow up and finally find a place to be yourself completely. I think of this often when I have hard days. And these days have been quite hard. They'd be sad I'm not a best-selling author, but happy that I love my job. Also kind of freaked out that I'm chubby now, and food issues weren't on my radar at all, and I was a skinny kid till college. I predicted that I will be overweight. Maybe disappointed at not writing anymore? I was writing poems when I was 10. One of them was predicting that I will be fat when I grow up. You're still wearing a hoodie, jumper or jean jacket every time you step outside. I think my fashion sense improved. But I'll never abandon my hoodies, jumpers and jean jackets. You have a wife? I think I'd be pretty stoked too when he saw how hot she is. Am a really lucky man. Also be weird for him to meet his kids that aren't that much younger than him. Lol. Man, we got fat. What do you mean we don't have a boyfriend and we never did? We aren't becoming a doctor? Something positive. Wait, we drew those pictures? They're amazing. Damn old boy, you actually survived your family and made a good life. I wonder what happened to the rest of those losers? And you're a good man who took care of his kids and wife. My Tenyomi would probably be disappointed that I'm not a tow truck driver. Was my dream back then, but I'm glad I'm successful in another field that I didn't know about back then. He would be like, Wow, we are actually living looking forward to the next and studying something we enjoy with teachers that respects our thoughts instead of bullying us for it. She loved my hair, it's half hot pink and half black, and probably asked for my advice about being bullied and how to cope with my mom's stroke. That is if we met while it happened. 10-year-old me was heavily leaning into the whole space-time space science thing. He would have gone off about how it's impossible and so cool, then would have me a million questions. I've got 20 surfboards, a smoking hot wife, and I'm in great shape. Chubby loser 10 Yomi would be fucking ecstatic. I was so insecure at that age, it's amazing I even survived. I don't care he became an abusive alcoholic. I can't believe you aren't talking to your brother, you have turned out just like Dad's family, we swore we would stick together. She would never believe that I broke off the contact to my dad and would ask herself what happened. She would think that this could not be true because Dad is great, isn't he? Sad face. Honestly, I'd cry for a bit. Because I denied now that I would escape from where I was. That I'd meet a girl out of the blue and be happy and sad sometimes, but better. He'd be confused. I did some things I never thought I'd be able to do, and I also did some things I swore to never do. Can't say I'm proud of myself for some of these things. Our first thought, man, I thought we'd be taller. Our first question, did we finally figure out what we wanted in life? The answer, sorry kid, I never wanted anything. I haven't been doing so well lately. But man, 10-year-old me would be super impressed by what I've accomplished and how much I've changed. Thank you for making my day up.